Hi there, gorgeous! Hope you're having a fabulous day. Today's video topic is all about brows. One of the most common questions I've seen come across the comment section most recently is, what do you use on your brows? What are the best brow products you've ever tried? And I have red hair too. Which ones would you recommend that I use? So I wanted to address all of those common questions for you within today's video. I have a video like this, but it's probably like 3 or 4 years old at this point. So this really does need a refreshing update, which is what we're doing here. And I have 11 different products to share with you. The best part is these come at a variety of different price points. So I feel like there are a number of excellent products here for everyone to try. Beginning with one of my all-time favorites. This is one that was so good. The second that I tried it, I went back and bought 5 backups of it. And that is Sephora's Retractable Brow Pencil. This is a waterproof formula, and the shade that I'm showing you here is Auburn. Not only is this very creamy, soft, smooth, easy to apply, it blends in so beautifully. It's undetectable nearly on the brows. It's one of those products that when I wear it in public, I quite often get asked what I am wearing because it looks effortless. And one of my most favorite features about this pencil alone is the blending end of it. Where you would typically have a spoolie, they give you a comb with this pencil, and it makes brushing through the brows seamless. It's one of those great products for giving you hair-like strokes with the blending of the pencil. So it looks even more natural after the initial application. And this is one that I have picked up quite often in place of spoolies on other pencils and just used the comb with other brow products. And so I really love that detail about this one. And the best part is it's an affordable pencil. Excellent quality all the way around. Another one I have to share with you comes from Maybelline. This is their Brow Ultra Slim, and the shade that I'm showing you here is Soft Brown. This is another one that has a very easy to work with formula. It's smooth, very pigmented. You really don't need much pressure when you're applying it, and it does give you hair-like strokes because of the defined tip of the pencil. If memory serves me right, you cannot find an auburn or a red shade from this line from Maybelline, but in my experience, the soft brown shade is typically the one that I will go for when it comes to drugstore pencils like this, and I'm not usually disappointed by it. It's a shade that I feel like you can get away with if you have a red hair, and so when I don't see a red shade, usually I will choose soft brown. And there are a number of different pencils I'm sharing with you within this video that are soft brown, so you can see how those shades work with my natural coloring and still look very natural once you get them on. Another favorite of mine comes from Benefit, and that is their Precisely My Brow Pencil. The shade that I'm showing you here is number 3. Extremely easy application with this one. Again, very little pressure required to get it into the brows, and you don't need much product when you are using it. So even though the price is up there with this one, you don't go through it as quickly as you might think. And that's where I think the price is worth it with the beautiful results that it gives you. Benefit really does make some of the best brow products I have ever tried. And even though I initially thought the number 3 shade was a little too dark against my complexion, it's one of those that I grew to love over time. The more I used it, the more I felt like, oh, this actually looks pretty nice on me. So I do feel like the number 3 shade is good for those of us who do have red hair. And I'll be talking about another Benefit product later on in the video too. Moving on to another drugstore one. This is from Joah, and this is their Precision Brow Pencil. The shade that I'm showing you here is Brunette. Quality of this one is bar none one of the best drugstore brow pencils I have ever tried. You do not need much at all for application. This is one that I do not go through fast simply because very little pressure is required to apply this brow product. And while it's a little dark in color, it works for me, and I feel like it's a nice match. This next brow pencil I have to share with you, don't be alarmed by it. It's one that I absolutely love, 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 and I need to buy a new one of simply because I have worn it down to a nub, and you best believe I am going to get every little bit out of it that I can. So when I show it to you, just realize that it is much bigger when you get the full-size version, and that is Javon Cy's brow pencil. The shade that I'm showing you here is Blonde. Unfortunately, there's not a great shade range with this one. You only get a choice of brunette, blonde, and dark brunette, if memory serves me right. So that's a bummer. And when I initially got the blonde shade, I really didn't think it was going to go that well, but it tends to pull very red, so it's good for those of us who do have red hair. I don't need to tell you what my favorite points about this pencil are. You can probably already guess based on the application that I showed you there. It's one of the best brow pencils that I own, one that I would repurchase again and again and again. As long as they sell it, I am going to keep buying it. It's that good. So if you can find a shade match, it is worth it. Another one that I would highly recommend you checking out is from Essence's brand, and this is their Eyebrow Designer. The shade that I'm showing you here is Blonde. Now, this is one that I received as part of their Advent calendar in December, and I hadn't tried any of their brow products before then, so I really didn't get a chance to select my perfect shade, but I felt like the blonde shade was pretty flattering against my skin tone. And based on the quality of the pencil, how it applied, how it lasted, what it looked like after the initial application, this is one that I would go back and repurchase myself in possibly a different shade to try it out, but I still really did like the blonde shade. So another one at a very affordable price point that I do not think that you would be disappointed in. Going a little bit higher on the price scale, if you can spend a little bit more, this next one is worth it. And this comes from Charlotte Tilbury. It is her Brow Lift 3-way shape tool, and the shade that I'm showing you here is Grace K. I am not one to shop Charlotte Tilbury makeup products. They're just not my cup of tea. But this is one of the best products I've ever tried from her line of makeup. And even though I did not like the applicator tip personally when I first started using it, it really impressed me more than I thought that it would. It blended in so nicely with the brows, and the final color was very flattering to my hair color. Another one that I discovered very recently comes from the Fenty Beauty line, and this is the Brow MVP. I absolutely love this pencil for so many reasons. This is one that I tried out in a video very recently, and I ended up getting the wrong shade. I think the shade I initially used was True Red, but the shade I'm showing you here is in Soft Red. I did go back to the store and exchange it for this color, which I feel like is a much better match for my skin tone. And if you've been curious about what's on my brows today, this is the pencil that I am wearing. And what I liked about the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP line is the number of different reds that they offer. It's one of the first brow products I've seen multiple different shades of red offered in. So if you're looking for one to suit your hair color, this is a really excellent line to look at. Quality is also bar none one of the best I've ever used also, which is why I'm including it in this video. They also have a paddle brush on the end of this in place of a spoolie, which I didn't think I would like at first, but it acts like a comb, very similar to the Sephora pencil that I mentioned earlier, and it brushes the product through, giving you hair-like strokes, making it look even more natural after the final application. And so I really have come to love this pencil on so many different levels, and it's one that I will rave about all through 2020. You're gonna see me using this one over and over again. It's just fabulous. One that I discovered in late 2019 comes from the Ulta Beauty brand, and this is their Ultra Slim Brow Pencil in the shade Soft Brown. I do not think they offered a red shade in this line, which is why I went with the soft brown shade, but you can see that it pulls very red. Creamy, smooth, easy to apply, blends exceptionally well, and at this price point, it is one of the best brow pencils that I own. It's one that I would repurchase again and again and again. Just goes to show you, you don't have to spend a lot to get a lot. Another favorite of mine comes from Benefit, and that is their Ka-Brow Cream Gel Brow Color, and this does come with a brush. Thank you so much to everyone who informed me the first time I used this in a video recently that you can flip the brush around with this one like so, and then use it like that to apply the product into your brows. That is so awesome. I did not realize that. But anyway, this is a cream-based product and it requires such a tiny amount for application. There is no way that you're going to go through this little pot in even 1 year's worth of time if you were using it every day, I feel like. Super pigmented, lasts all day, and it is one of the most natural looking brow products I have ever used. And again, this is in shade number 3 for those who are interested. It's a great shade from Benefit to try. Another one, the last one that I have to share with you, comes from Wet n Wild, and that is their Micro Brow Pencil. Unfortunately, they did not put on here what the shade was, but I want to say this is their brunette color. And I love this for its quality. It's another easy one to apply. It looks beautiful once you have applied it, and it blends in really easily too. And again, at this price point, it is worth checking out. And even though it's a little too dark for me, I like it. On times when I really want my brows to stand out and be the focus of my look, I think it's super fabulous. So if you're interested in any of the brow products I shared with you in today's video, I have all of them listed and linked for you below. They will be affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I'd like to say thank you for helping to support this channel and our family. Feel free to share your favorites below. And if you are a redhead and you found some really excellent matches that go extremely well with our complexion and hair color, feel free to share those as well. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.